Hi ladies, want to learn how to make this side step card? Very cute. Join me in the craft room today as I show you how to make this, and we'll decorate the inside and the envelope. Okay, I have to do a fancy fold Christmas card for our hop today, and I opted to do a side step card. One of my customers has asked me how to make them, so I thought I'll use that challenge and create a video to show you how to do it. For mine, I'm going to be using Crumb Cake, the Night in Bethlehem stamp set, and the matching framelits, which is Bethlehem Nights, I think is what it's called. A piece of Whisper White cardstock, and it's 4 1/4 by 11. I haven't scored it yet. And then I'm also going to be using the Year of Cheer, specifically this and some of our gold foil paper. I haven't cut sizes because I don't know. I'm kind of winging this, so let's get started. Okay, you're going to need your trimmer, and you're going to be using your cutting blade, so push your scoring blade out of the way. You're going to line that paper, the 4 1/4 by 11, up at 1. You're going to take your trimmer, set it at 1, push it closed, and go down to 6 1/2. Okay, you're going to flip your card over. Just flip it over. Don't reverse it or anything. And you're going to do the same thing. Start at 1 and cut to 6 1/2. All right, your card should look like this. Now what we need to do is we need to put our card in at 1 inch, and you want to score down. I'm using my scoring blade down to the 1. Pick up your arm, for lack of a better term, and score up to that scoring line, that cut line, which is about 3 1/4. All right, slide this over to 2 inches, and you're going to do the same thing, up to the cut line, down to the cut line. All right, so it looks like this. You see those cut lines? Now what you need to do, excuse me, is I have to pull my arm out. You want to, excuse me, again, jeez, push this, your card all the way out to 6 1/2. That's going to put you right about where those other cut lines are. And again, down to the 1 inch, up to the other line. And then the only other score line you need to do is you need to put this at 5 1/2, and that's why this trimmer is perfect for this. And you're going to score between the cut lines. You're not going all the way. All right? Now we have all of our cut lines and all of our score lines. Okay, now we're ready to do our folding. You want your center one to go up, this one to go down, and this one to go down. This one goes up, and this one goes down. So you're creating mountains and valleys, mountain and a valley. When you're all done, okay, take your bone folder, give yourself a good crisp fold on these. That's what you have, all your pieces. Okay, now it's time to decorate. Okay, since my card's going to sit like this, I am going to take and I'm going to cut one of these and put it at the bottom, and then one of these and put it at the bottom on top. So I'm going to cut both of those out of Crumb Cake cardstock. Okay. When I put this on my card and this on top, it's gonna kind of get lost with that back piece. So I'm going to take this one, the one that goes in the front, the smaller one, and I'm going to sponge it. Now you're going to have to be careful because you've got little tiny pieces, but I'm just sponging the edges to get them to stand out a little bit. You also have to be careful of those pine trees. So now, with that in mind, let me get my liquid glue. Let's see, how high up can I come? I can't come all the way, so I'm going to come up to about here. Woo! I went off. Oh no. Get that off there. I'll have a sticky mat. Now I got sticky hands. Have to use my thing with it. And I'm going to be very careful as to where I place these because of those trees. Oops, I got a piece that didn't come out. Make sure that there's another one. Turn it over. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way with it. All right, and then I'm going to use my paper snips and I'm going to cut off this one. I'm going to cut straight down the side so it looks like that building goes down further. Okay, like so. Get rid of that. Only because they're so fragile. That one I think will be okay. I'm going to leave it. This one I'm going to cut off also, and I'm going to use again my building or my blocks. That's not a very good cut. I got to fix that a little bit. That's better, yeah. So I just made it look like there's not supposed to be anything there. All right, now I can now put this on and see it's still noticeable. You can see it, whereas before you couldn't see it. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. I'm going to hit some of the other areas too and make sure I'm probably putting more glue than I need to because not all of this, some of it's going to be cut off, but I want to make sure that I have it stuck down. And more glue on my mat. Having a hard time with the glue today. All right. And I think I'm going to slide this over like so. And I'm going to stick it down, make sure I hit the tops. All right, now I have to trim my sides off. I don't want to get that. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that tree off. There, that's better. All right, so I got rid of that piece. It's even. Now for this side, and there's not much to trim on this side because I kept it fairly close to one side. All right, so I have my City of Bethlehem. That's not staying. I'm going to stick a glue dot under it. I don't know if my let me find a smaller one. This one's not too bad. Some of them are a little bigger than the others. If I can get it up, I will. That way I don't have to worry about it being ripped off. This one I think will be okay. All right, now it's time. I want to decorate this, and I'm going to use this gold plaid paper. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to take this out, get my handy dandy little ruler, and I need to measure. This is 1 inch because that's what we cut it. So I want it a little less than 1 inch, but I want to measure from this score line to the top, which is about 4 and 7/16, but I can do 4 3/8, and it won't matter because the bottom won't show because it'll be down on the inside. So I'm going to cut my paper and I'll be back. Okay, I have my pieces cut, and I'm going to take and I'm going to add my glue to the back. And then I got to pick it up. All right. The way this cut, I ended up with only 1 strip of the gold. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to put that strip of gold in the center. And if you see what I've done, it's just a little bit smaller than the white piece. So when I put this one on, I want that solid strip of gold in here in the center. So I'm putting it in and leaving a little bit of space and sticking it down. Okay. All right. So far, that's what we have. Now, okay, I did a little playing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of this to go in that center panel. I'm going to cut Mary and Joseph out of white, but I'm going to put it either on a gold, probably a gold, and then I'm going to cut my star out of this. So I'm going to do those and I'll be back. Okay, I decided to use the gold foil paper, and to determine what size I needed, I put Mary and Joseph on here, and this was a 2 inch. So I punched a 2 inch circle, and now I need to put Mary and Joseph on here, and I'm going to use glue dots because of the fact that it'll pop it up just a little, plus it'll hold on that slick shiny surface, I think, better. I just have to be careful with my glue dots so that I don't rip my Mary and Joseph apart. Okay, one more. All right, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to put Mary and Joseph right in the center, like so. All right, this I cut down to 2 1/16 by 4 6/16, I think. No, that would be 3/8. 3/8. All right, I'm going to put this on the back of here. We're almost done. Look at this. All right. I'm going to slide that down. Make sure it's centered. That's why you use the glue. Okay. There's that. I'm going to put this on with Dimensionals. I'm going to pull out some of my paper pumpkin because I didn't get any new ones, a new thing out, so I'll just use my paper pumpkin ones. I had this huge sheet that came in one of the kits. That's another advantage to the paper pumpkin. You get lots of goodies. And I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of this. So I've got to cut this. There. Okay. We are almost done. All right. I want to put Mary and Joseph. I think I'm going to put Mary and Joseph right about there. I know it cuts off part of the buildings, but that's okay. And then my star is going to be up in the sky. There it is. I need to stamp the inside and the envelope, so let me find my stamp set. If you could see my room, I had just been throwing things around trying to get stuff done. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to stamp this along the bottom. And I'm using this because it's got a grid to it. And I'm going to use my crumb cake. I'll do my envelope first. Give me a scrap of paper here. All right, I want to stamp it first, make sure it's inked up well. All right. So I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to use the bottom of the envelope as an edge. And I'm going to take and ink it up some more. I just basically need this side over here. And I'm going to do the same thing, use the bottom of the envelope. There we go. Oh, I messed that one up. All right, I'm not going to worry about it. It's the envelope. Now I've got to do the inside of my card, and I'm going to do it along the bottom. All right, so I've got it inked up. And this is going to be a little bit harder because I want to hold it flat. And again, I'm using the bottom of my card and the bottom of the stamp as an edge. There we go. It's off a little. Okay, ladies. There we go. There's my card. And the inside in the envelope. I hope you enjoyed this one. And Tony, now you know how to make it. Have a great day. Give me a thumbs up.